Today on Herndon Live, we'll talk about the oil spill in California and how it's holding up travelers for Memorial Day weekend.
We'll also be talking about the upcoming hype for the Herndon Festival and the Korean American Sports Festival coming to Fairfax.
That's right, and those stories and more as Herndon Live gets underway.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to Herndon Live. I'm Jack Norcross alongside Mark Seaman. Mark, how are you today?
I'm fine.
Good.
Weather's getting better.
It is getting better, and we'll have a weather report from Elise in a short meantime. Let's begin with our top story, though, about the horrifying oil spill happening in California. Mark, why don't you take this one? What's going on?
All right. Earlier this week, in California, around the Santa Barbara County area, a 24-inch pipeline burst and began to spill oil out into the water. Since then, the California authorities have begun a cleanup a cleanup process exactly. And they are now closing off beaches that have been washed up with oil and creatures coated in oil.
Right, and 105,000 gallons, as you can see on your screen, have been leaked out of this oil pipe. This is a big problem. They're closing some beaches, as you mentioned, Mark.
Yes.
How do you think this will affect the holiday weekend?
It will affect it in a very big way. California, especially places like Santa Barbara County, where there are beaches that are remotely isolated, but at the same time very popular to summer tourists, especially now with the summer tour season beginning. It will definitely affect tourism and traveling in that area.
Very interesting. Okay, let's talk about the environmental effects right now. Mark, we know that various California wildlife has been affected, including shoebirds and shellfish have died after washing up on the shore. Aside from the closing beaches, California forbade the shellfish harvest to fish in Santa Barbara County while the cleanup process is in progress. Mark, do you think, I heard that the animal process was not as bad, the animal cleanup was not as bad as previously thought. What do you think,
Yes.
What is the situation now?
The situation is that despite the fact that an oil spill is bad regardless, this is not a massive spill such as the BP spill in 2010 or the Exxon Valdez spill up in Alaska. This was a controlled level of oil. It has spilled out and they are cleaning it up now, but this has had a less impact as previously thought.
Okay, so very interesting. Let's figure out what else we can find out about this. So that is, let's go ahead and check that out now. So there's the environmental effects. There's also the response to what is going on, Mark. Volunteers and officials and members of the Coast Guard have taken to clean up beaches and the wildlife with skimming water and collecting oil from the water. Mark, how is the retaining process in keeping the oil?
The retaining process is that this was a immediate response. It's about a day or two after the spill had occurred. And that means that with quick action, they're able to close the oil and keep it retained in the area. That way it doesn't flow into the Pacific Ocean, although they have said that a large number of it has flowed into the Pacific Ocean.
Right, so some has not been completely contained, but that's okay.
But they are working.
All right, Mark, thank you for putting this together. We appreciate it. All right, let's move on to some other interesting stories we're following right now. Bye-bye $15 million. Now, if you thought you had a bad day Wednesday, well, listen to this guy. The richest man in China on Wednesday lost $15 billion in just 30 minutes. Li Hejun's company, Hanergy Thin Film Power Group, had its stock fall by nearly half. Before the crash, Li Hejun net worth, and it got cut off there, was around $30 billion. So his net worth net worth, excuse me,
Yeah.
got cut in half. Mark, bad day for this guy, I
Bad
guess.
day. He probably had to cry a little if he lost about half of
I mean,
his
if I lost
income.
half of mine, I think I would cry too. I think for
Yeah,
anybody. you know?
But especially if your net worth, hypothetically speaking, is about $1,000 and it's reduced to 500, I think he would be more upset at the fact that it was about 30 billion and now it's 15
I
billion.
mean, I'm not feeling bad for this guy, I have to say, though, Mark, because he's had 30 billion and now he only has 15 billion. I mean,
Yeah,
definitely top 1%.
it's a lot of money regardless.
Yes, agreed. All right, let's move on to our next story we're looking at. Now, listen to this. An 11-year-old college graduate. Can you believe it? Now, 11-year-old high school graduate is one thing, but this 11-year-old Tanishqa Abraham graduated college on Wednesday. He graduated from American River College in Sacramento, California. He graduated high school just 1 year earlier at the age of 10. Mark, I don't know how he does it. I'm 15.
Yeah,
and
I'm struggling with chemistry, geometry, and he's already graduating from college.
I mean, that's impressive. And I was watching a report online, and the sister has a great voice. It's really strange. He's really good at education. The sister is world-renowned for her voice. She's 3 or 4 or something. It's a really impressive family. So, I mean, check that out. I mean, his sister is very interesting. So that's very interesting indeed. So let's move on to our next segment. This is very interesting, Mark, getting a lot of attention on Facebook. One mom took to Facebook to publicly shame her daughter. The video has now close to 13 million views. Her 13-year-old daughter made a fake Facebook account without her mom knowing. Val, the mom, has 5,000 friends and many followers on Facebook. A very interesting video, kind of shut off there. But let's take a look at the video, listen into what he has to say. She say.
But you go on. But you go on Facebook and find a picture that says that you a freak and you wearing panties, it's lace and all that. That's what 13-year-olds do, right? You still have a bedtime. What's your bedtime? What's your bedtime? If you don't speak up so this camera can hear you.
10.
And so tell them you're 13.
I'm 13.
What's your name?
Christiana Merck.
And you still have a bedtime, right? You don't do what you want. You still watch Disney Channel. Tell them.
All right, so very interesting, Mark,
Yes.
there. I mean, this lady is publicly shaming her daughter very openly. 13 million views, that's a lot. I mean,
Yes.
Mark, what do you think of this situation? Should parents be taking to social media to be shaming their children? I mean, I'm not saying the thing that her daughter did were okay, but do you think she deserved public punishment?
Punishment and public punishment are two separate things. For example,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
yes,
go ahead.
exactly. Public punishment, parent to child, is very common. I'm pretty sure at some point in our lives we've all had that. I wouldn't say this form of punishment though, but it is.
It's embarrassment. It's
yeah,
public
it's
embarrassment for her.
Exactly.
Do you think this will hurt her, as years go on? Because, I mean, for example, someone could type in her name years down the road if she's trying to get a job and, this video pops up, of this girl and she, and it's talking about how she was taking these, inappropriate pictures and putting them on Facebook. Do you think this will affect her life later on?
In some ways it will, and in some ways it won't. What goes on the internet stays on the internet for about forever.
Right.
And someone will see it, and it will not be forgotten.
Right. Okay. So very, very interesting there. Well, that concludes our news stories for right now. But let's now turn over to Elise Lesage, who is in our weather center. And Elise, are we looking at good weather for Herndon Festival? I know that's what everyone wants to know next week.
Yeah, Jack. So, Herndon Festival this week will be pretty good, but today's weather so far has also been decent. This morning it was a little cold, but now it's evened out to 75. Got a little bit of clouds, but other than that, we look pretty good. Yeah, this upcoming weekend, It'll be a little cloudy, but we see some good temperatures. We have a high of 75, low of 52 on Saturday, and on Sunday we have a high of 85 and a low of 63. So on the 7-day outlook, we will see that there are some expected thunderstorms on Thursday, the first day of Herndon Festival. During the rest of the week, we see it'll be partly cloudy, but some fairly good temperatures. High is about the 90s. Low, we do see in the 50s a bit, but usually around the 60s, almost 70s. So that looks pretty good. And then on Friday, the second day of Herndon Festival, it will be mostly sunny with a high of 92 and low of 71. So that will be a good, nice, busy day for Herndon Festival, I'm sure. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be some nice weather, so make sure to wear some nice shorts and have a good week.
Thank you for that great weather report, Elise. Okay, so I'm here with Sam Chung, who is the chair of the organizing committee for the Korean American Festival. And so we're just going to be asking you a couple questions today once you get settled.
Okay.
But alrighty, so basically, do you want to tell us who can participate in the Korean American Games?
We've been having this Korean American National Sports Festival for last 40 years. This is the 18th biannual.
Okay.
So we only do it for only Korean Americans. You got to be 50% of a Korean to participate in this event. And winner or the medalist has a chance to go to Korea, compete against Korean athletes, and they have a chance to be in a big limelight. Right. So in past, we had a great athletes from Korean American athletes going to the Korea, especially an area like swimming. We have a lot of great swimmer in the United States, and compete against a Korean swimmer, and had a medal in Korea. So it's
cool.
one of those events that I'm very proud of. Is we are the only minority event in United States to have this kind of multi-sports event in United States.
Okay. My next question is, how many athletes will be in attendance in the games this year?
We have our organization, the Korean American Sports in United States.
Right.
We have a 25 organization throughout the United States. They represent city or states that have a population of Korean Americans. Biggest city, as you may know, a lot of Korean Americans are in Los Angeles. So they're one of the biggest city, and New York and Chicago. Those are the major area of a lot of Korean American. Combined right now, we tally it up. It's going to be about 2,700 Korean American going to be here in DC area, especially Herndon area, because it's going to be where the event going to be.
Right. Okay. And where are the opening games going to be held?
So we have an opening ceremony in June 19.
Okay.
It's in the indoor. It's called Dulles Expo Center. It's it's right at the Chantilly.
Okay.
So in the opening ceremony, we're gonna have we have invited Governor McAuliffe, who's gonna be a Virginia governor. He's an honorary chairman for this sports event. And we have a Korean representative like Ambassador Korean An from Korean ambassador will be there, and we have a lot of dignitary from Korea will be participating opening ceremony. There's going to be a lot of athletes, and then a lot of spectators going to be there for the opening ceremony. We have a lot of different event planning. One of those events is. I'm gonna carry the torch like Olympic.
Awesome! Yeah.
It's a little flashlight torch kind of thing.
Right.
But we have a 1984 Olympian. Her name is So Hyang-sun, and she's a 1984 gold medalist, first Korean woman to win a gold medal in Olympic in LA Olympic. She's gonna be a grand marshal. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give her a torch, and she's gonna act like getting a fire from my torch and shoot at the balloon up in the air, and then we're gonna show the little frame.
Wow.
It was a video, so. But
very cool. And you have quite the guest list.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
It's been tough. We all volunteer here, and it's a tough time to prepare because our budget is about 300,000.
Right.
We haven't accomplished that much donation, but I think the event itself is very meaningful. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people is coming from all over the United States to participate in this event.
Okay. And what kind of events are there going to be?
We have 19 major events, just like traditional baseball, volleyball,
Okay.
Swimming. These are the events that we see in the Olympics. There's a Korean traditional event, like we call it siram. It's like a Japanese sumo wrestling.
Okay.
We do
Oh,
it
okay.
on the sand. So we're going to do it right at the Herndon
Okay.
volleyball court.
Oh, that's cool.
There's
Okay.
another thing called jokgu, which is a Korean traditional like a volleyball, but we only use your leg in a tennis court. So
Right.
in a tennis court without tennis,
Yeah.
but you only use a leg.
Okay.
But it's like a volleyball, and you hit it
Okay.
over 3 times and hit it over, kind of thing.
Okay.
It's a very popular in Korea as far as that sports is
And it's
concerned.
called choku.
Jokgu.
Choku.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And why did the Korean American Sports Festival choose Fairfax this year to host it?
It's just like Olympic. We have a committee that we meet every year. So this year, last January, we met in a location that everybody pitches in. Hey, why
Right.
our city need to host next event?
Right.
So next event is going to be Dallas, Texas.
Oh, wow.
2 years from now, it's 2017. It's going to be at Dallas, Texas. They won because we voted.
Right.
So now everybody bidding for 2019.
Oh,
we
wow.
have Las Vegas trying to bid, and we got LA and the Seattle. All these New York want to bid on the
Okay.
next one. So about 2 years ago, we bid, and that was before my time. I wasn't the president at the time. We bid, and we won. As
Okay.
we gone against Seattle, Washington, and we beat them out by voting. So.
Right. Okay. So in the past, where else have you hosted the games?
Last 2 years ago, Kansas City.
Kansas City, okay.
Kansas City, Kansas. It was a beautiful tournament. One of the best tournament we had. 4 years ago, we had that in Orange County, California, and Chicago,
Okay.
and we had in San Francisco. And I've been participating since about 10 years ago with my son.
Wow, okay.
My son is one of the wrestlers from Loudoun County High.
Okay.
And he won the district champion. So
Oh, very cool.
he went out
Okay.
and got silver medal. But
Right.
Well,
Well,
that's the
so,
first.
yeah.
First time that I've been participating in this event, and I'm very enjoyable. The reason is that, as you know, the Korean Americans, we have what we call first generation who came. We call them FOB.
Okay.
And then at 1.5, which is me, which I grew up here, speaking
Okay.
English and all that. And then my kid is called second generation. And we have what we call, very cultural and language, and there's a lot
Right.
of, problem with the family. But through sports, I got to get really close to my son.
Right.
And I think through sports, I think that those barrier can be overcome, and it's really good for the community. So
That's good.
because of that, I got involved, and I think that because when I see my son and how we done a lot of things together, this was cause
Right.
to become very close to my son.
That's
so
good.
I enjoyed it.
Good. Okay, so actually, I want to ask you, so where was your favorite location that the games have been held?
I've been to Orange County, California. The reason is that California weather is beautiful.
Yeah, I've
California, California at Orange County and then San Francisco. That was
Okay.
one of my good memory because
Right.
this kind of event we do a lot of things outdoor.
Yeah.
And Chicago was a really tough. It was,
Right, the windy
not,
city,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not that good. But Kansas was really great because of how the Kansas. It's not that big Korean. They only have 5,000 Korean people.
Right,
And they
okay.
host 3,000 Koreans.
Right.
So this is like it was one of the great tournament. But as far as weather-wise and that
Yeah.
kind of thing, I like the California weather much better.
Okay. Okay. And how long are the games going to be held?
We're gonna start in June 19th,
19th,
Friday.
okay.
It's gonna be opening ceremony, all day Saturday, and then Sunday we do a 10K and 5K
Okay.
race, and then
Oh.
a lot of sports has a finals on Sunday,
On Sunday.
afternoon,
Okay.
and then 3 o'clock Sunday is gonna be a closing ceremony. So 3 days event, and major area gonna be Herndon Community Center as our headquarters.
Okay. And are the games open to the public?
Yes, anybody can come and see it. They could enjoy in any event.
Okay.
Participation, no, but as far as you could watch traditional sports or baseball. One of the best games you're gonna see is a baseball,
Okay.
because there's a lot of great baseball players are coming from California and New York.
All
It's going to
over,
be
wow.
all over the place. We're going to have about 12 cities who have a baseball. Another great sports anybody want to see is a soccer. I mean,
Right. Oh, yeah.
we're going to have around 300 to 400 soccer players at that Loudoun
Wow.
County. It's a sportsplex. So those two games are going to be really awesome. So anybody's welcome to see. There's no cost. Herndon High School, South Lake High School, and we're going to have a Herndon Community Center.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Chung.
Thank you very much
Right?
for hosting.
Yes, thank you. And everyone come out June 19th.
Thank you. Please.
All right, so I'm going to throw it over to Laj and Mridu, who are doing a segment today on malaria.
Thank you, Casey, for that lovely segment. And today, for our health segment, we're going to talk about malaria. And I think that it is very important to inform everyone about what it is, because it's like it has happened to our cousins, right? So malaria is also known as plasmodium infection, and which is caused by a parasite that is passed from one human to another by a bite of infected mosquitoes. So it's technically like a mosquito which is infected, and then it comes to you and then infects you, and then
Yeah, and that parasite will travel through the bloodstream to your liver, which will release in another form the merozoites. So basically, the virus will, I think, change inside the bloodstream into they mature.
They
mature
inside they kind
the
of
blood vessel.
mutate with as
Your
your genes.
bloodstream.
Yeah, and then so the parasites enter the bloodstream and infect your red blood cells, which is formed in your bone marrow, and losing your blood cells, it leads to a lot of dangerous effects.
Situations, yeah.
Mhm. Next slide.
Okay, the parasites multiply inside the red blood cells. So basically, they increase in size and in numbers within 48 to 72 hours. So basically, the side effect of the disease will come really fast because it's within 48 to 72 hours.
So the causes of symptom is the release of merozoites into the bloodstream, and then anemia resulting from the destruction of the red blood cells, a large amount of free hemoglobin being released into circulation after red blood cells break open.
So it's like internal bleeding. So your blood just gets wasted. Your free
And the
just
hemoglobin gives
releases.
actually oxygen to your blood cells, and the color of the blood cell is because of hemoglobin. And if that gets ruined, then your blood cells, there's going to be a lot of numerous problems in your cells, which leads to another effects.
So ways it can be transferred is malaria can also be transmitted from a mother to her unborn baby. So if the mother has malaria while she's pregnant, then it can go to the unborn baby, and by blood transfusions.
So you
blood transplant.
So you need to check your blood before you do blood transfusions, and that a mother should know that if she has malaria or not, because it is going to get transferred to the unborn baby as well, which will infect it.
Okay, and also malaria apparently disappears over the winter. It depends on the temperature and climates.
So in hot area, there's more. Like in Nepal, there's a lot of mosquitoes and infected mosquitoes. That's why a lot of people get infected by it. And I think it does depend on the environment, if it's clean and dirty as well.
Yeah, so the symptoms are fever, vomiting, nausea, headache, and muscle pain.
So the treatment for malaria is medical emergency that requires a hospital stay. And the chloroquine is often used as anti-malarial medication, but chloroquine-resistant infections are common in some part of the world. And melfluoxetine in combination with artesunate or doxycycline.
So basically, it's you have to take antibiotics and all that stuff.
And this is the diagram of it, and how the
it
mosquito
travels to your body.
and then to your liver, and how it multiplies there and goes to your bloodstreams and to your blood cells, and and infecting your body. So, yeah. So that is all for our segment today.
So right now we are right here on Center Street, as you can see, and we're going to be taking the shuttle bus today to showing you how you can get from the parking lot or wherever you want to park right here to downtown Herndon. Right now I am at the shuttle bus pickup for Herndon High School. It doesn't say it on this side, but that's okay. But also over there we have the shuttle bus pickup for Worldgate, and right now we are on Center Street right now, if you're familiar with downtown Herndon. Lynn Street is right up there, if that helps you. So we're basically at the corner of Lynn Street and Center Street, and we are waiting for the Fairfax County Connector Herndon Festival shuttle bus. So let's get on. All right, so right now we can see the Worldgate bus approach, and right now, see, this is kind of the drop-off area, and then there's the pickup area down here, right over there. And anyway, it's a very easy process, and it's a very useful mean of transportation since there is very limited parking here in downtown Herndon.
Only one person got.
All right, so we're finally here. The bus has finally arrived. We've been waiting for 15 minutes. It's a little slow, but that's okay. All right, and here it comes. This guy looks nice. He's coming.
There's nobody on the bus.
All right, we're going to get on the bus now. Let's go ahead and get on the bus. All right, here. Oh, okay. Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Okay. All right, so we've, all right, Mark. All right, sit down. All right, so we've arrived on the bus now, and it is, took a little long, but that's okay. We're on our way to Herndon High School. All right, so right now, so obviously the bus is pretty empty right now, but hopefully it'll fill up as the weekend goes. But these buses can fit a significant amount of people, and also there's lots of places to hold on here, and just lots of things to hold on to and sit. So it's really a great way, an option for you to get to and from the Herndon Festival. All right, so we're finally underway here at the on the shuttle bus right now, and as you can see, we're making our way over to Herndon High School. But anyway, we have Mark Seaman came along for the ride. Mirko, good to see you.
Nice to see you again, Jack.
Now, for the record, it is Thursday, and it was rainy yesterday, so Mark is the only one currently on the bus, if you take a look. Anyway.
They had to beg me to come on.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, Mark, so how have you enjoyed the festival? What have you seen so far?
Well, I've seen a bunch of people come, and because of the rain, there weren't a lot of rides. But they just came and went to food stands, and I guess the food stands really had a bunch of business that day.
Yes, and it did look like it did look like today that they had a lot of food businesses. And we're making our way, like I said, to Herndon High School, so we'll let you know when we get there. All right, and so we're finally approaching Herndon High School over here, and right now we're taking the bus loop that the normal school buses go. And so the bus stop, the actual physical shuttle bus stop, is just right at the corner of Drainsville and Bennett Street, kind of. And we see some anxious people waiting to get on, and we'll walk off the bus and hop right back on, and hopefully we'll get to interview some of these other people. So let's get ready to exit the bus now. Okay, so we're getting off the bus now, and as you can see, this is the Rock right here. So we're very close by to the bus system. Right here, here's the shuttle stop. We're right here at Herndon, and it's very exciting right here. All right, so let's get back on the bus. All right, so we're here with some people who are excited to go to the they're very excited to go to the Herndon Festival here. So how did you guys find out about the Herndon Festival? Have you been before?
We've been before, and we got multiple flyers in the mail. My mom works at the Herndon Library, so it's something we look forward to every year.
Cool. What school do you guys go to?
I go to Meadowlands Elementary, and she goes to Boyd School.
Oh, okay. So you're pretty local.
From McLean High School.
Okay, good. And you said you were a graduate of Herndon High School.
From 1991.
Okay.
25 years ago.
Oh, I gave you my age.
That's okay.
But we can still have fun at the festival.
That's right. That's right. Did the rain turn you guys away from going to the festival, or were you just planning to go Thursday? You're here.
We're here.
You're here.
We'll just come back for the carnival, though.
Yeah,
The
that's
kids are
right.
waiting for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, it got canceled
But
today.
we'll make the most of it.
Are you guys excited for a specific ride, or what do you want to see at the Herndon Festival?
I don't remember anything, but I want to see the music.
The music. Yeah, the music is supposed to be really fun and exciting.
And you said you're waiting for the rides, right? Which one?
I don't know.
She said the bumpy rides.
Oh, do you like the bumper cars? Yeah, they're pretty exciting, right? Yeah. All right, well, that's good. So how'd you guys decide to go on the shuttle, use this shuttle system?
We used it last year too, I think from World Gate. I know in the years past, parking was an issue. Last year we were really happy to have the bus service. So my husband found out that it was coming from Herndon, which is more convenient for us than World Gate.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice system. We don't have to worry about parking.
Yeah, and it's
Great. Keep it going.
that's right. Yeah, and the system is all free, which is really nice as well, and it's easy transportation. How long did you guys wait at the stop?
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. So and I think they're expecting more buses for, tomorrow and Saturday as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Have a fun time at the festival.
You too. Thanks.
All right, and that was once again my report from last year. Very.
Grown so much.
I know. I sent my voice. I was like, okay, you know. I sounded-
gone deeper.
not like that, Mark.
Yeah,
no.
not like that.
All right, well, we're going to talk about the Herndon Festivals next week, and like last year, we will be outside in the same spot if you saw us last year, but we hope you guys will come and join and visit us, and we'll interview you on TV, but we'll be right outside the old town hall. You'll see us, cameras, lights, you can't really miss us, but it's very exciting. I'm very excited personally. This is one of my favorite times of the year in Herndon. Mark, what do you like most about Herndon Festival? What do you think is so great about it?
I like food. I like the food.
Good.
It's good. Funnel cake. I also like music. I sometimes go there to listen to that. And I ride some of the rides. I usually ride like the UFO, the one that goes like spins.
Yeah,
It
I
just
can't do
sticks
that
to the
ride.
wall. I remember
No.
one year I did that like 8 times and I almost threw up. And I go with my brother on some of the rides.
That's good. That's good. Casey, what rides do you like?
Well, I really do like that UFO ride you're talking about, but I can't do that ride. It does make me kind of sick.
Right.
I really liked, there was one year I went, actually my first year in Herndon, I went with my friend, and I like roller coasters, but I really liked the bumper cars. I had a really good time on that one. And I just like the atmosphere and the funnel cake. I'm a huge fan of funnel cake, so
Well, that's
what
good.
I'm excited for.
That's good and
yes.
exciting, very exciting. Allie, I mean, I know music, you really like the music. Do you know of any great bands that are performing, or what, parking, what you like the best?
Well, parking I don't like the best because obviously that's a hassle.
Did I say parking?
Yes, you
I
said
didn't-
parking.
I'm sorry.
And that's never been a huge problem for me. I actually live pretty close to Herndon, so typically I walk on the bike trail, but maybe this year I'll drive to the high school.
good.
Because I'll have my license this Friday.
Very exciting.
Yes.
exciting.
But what I like the best about the festival is I think like just the stories that come out of it. Cause like I like don't laugh, but like there's like a lot of like embarrassing but also like fun stories. Like just because I've lived in Herndon since I was 3, so it's always been like just something I expect every year.
Yeah.
And I mean I'm not like bored of it. I just really like the anticipation and then the stories that come out of it. Like my brother broke 2 of his phones on the Samurai.
No.
He lost a pair of flip-flops one year on the Samurai, so my brother just sort of stays away from that ride.
Okay.
I stay away from the Ferris wheel thing because I get sick on those.
Oh, okay.
And that's just not the jam.
Well, that's very interesting.
There's like always just fun stories I think that go along with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think if you're trying to get into the local music scene, it's a cool way to like go see a bunch of artists at once. But also there's a lot from other places. Like last year, I interviewed that guy who was like Scottish, and that was really cool because he like actually like was in Ireland like a few months before they were touring the US. So that was cool. And yeah, but other fun stuff that's been happening in Herndon is last week we had Herndon like high school prom, but I know your school, Casey, also had prom.
Yes, we did. So my prom experience, I did not go to prom my junior year. But well, actually I don't know. Do you want to talk about Herndon Festival?
We'll come back. Let's come back to that.
prom.
We're going to
Yeah.
talk about Herndon Festival a little bit more, but we'll get there. Yes, Mark, I know you want to add
I
something.
just wanted to say that, Allie, I relate to like how all the stories that eventually come out of it. For example, one story I had was time I almost threw up on the UFO. But I remember my very first experience at the Herndon Festival was when it was pouring rain, and I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and I went on like the slidey Titanic thing, and there was like a puddle, and I just got drenched and I got sick.
Yeah, don't.
And I got my picture
That's
in
not
the
what
local paper.
I have one more sick story, but then I know someone who went. They used to have like, I feel like they used to have like this ball thing. Could be somewhere else, but
Ball
it like
thing?
shoots up in the air and has 2 people in it, and it's like kind
Oh,
of held
I know
by
what you're talking
bungee
about.
cords kind
Yeah.
of
I
thing.
think that like
Oh, yeah.
didn't. I think that's not a thing anymore because
It's
is
not a thing.
such
It was
like
so-
a liability.
Yes,
now.
yes.
Yeah.
I think like we're
Broken
making
necks,
it
broken
sound
legs,
like it's
broken
a horror
backs.
story to go there. It's not.
Yeah,
but
it's so
No, it's
fun.
good.
We're not
Yeah,
trying
it's
to-
really
But-
good.
Go.
But anyway, my point
I
is,
just have like one quick tip then. If we're gonna just like be like, so you don't have these stories, don't ever wear white to the festival because you don't know what the weather is gonna be. Second,
Oh, I get it.
like if you haven't been on a ride in a while and you're dating someone, don't go on that ride
Oh.
with them.
Also, your body chemistry changes sometimes, and some rides that you could do when you were younger, you can no longer.
yeah, that's
do.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
I am
sometimes it's just
anti,
like not
you
the
know,
way to go.
I hate the zipper now. I just hate it.
Yeah.
anyway, so then,
I
anyway, this
know.
thing that shot up in the air, some girl or some person on it threw up and it landed in this girl's head.
Yeah, that's what I
So-
mean. Like,
Sounds like
you
a cartoon,
don't want to
but-
always
Yeah, you
do
don't want
that.
that to
Anyway, let's
It's
talk about
real.
the positives about
Okay,
this.
Yeah,
yeah,
go
It's been a
in.
little bit
let's do that.
Negatives, positives.
So one of the best things about it is that it's free admission.
Yeah.
So that even you may not be able to go on the rides for free, which is fine. But they have all these great, arts and
Yeah,
crafts
and the experience. just,
exactly
yeah.
the experience and yeah, Sally.
And like, there's a bunch of people who like come and sell stuff. Like, I
Exactly,
remember
that's it.
last
yeah,
year,
like
I like didn't have
flea
any
market.
money, but there was like this really dope like tie-dye like shop thing.
Oh, really?
Like they had like those like old cloths like that people used to hang on their walls in the 70s.
Oh, tapestries.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like tie-dye, and I was like so disappointed I had
Yeah,
no money.
There's
but
so
there's a lot of cool stuff.
there's so many
Yeah.
great vendors and
Yeah, I
there's
was
a
gonna
great
say
Yeah.
root beer
vendors.
place,
Yeah.
flea
right
market that you could
outside
just
here.
walk
Yeah,
around.
people collect those mugs too. Like I've
Yeah.
been
I
to
didn't
some
know
like
that.
yeah, like people like have like almost I met someone like I used to have a friend who had like 20 like
Mugs?
from like
Wow.
the first one all the way like
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
cuz we're at 35th annual, right?
I
Or
think so.
40th?
I think
Wow.
35th. I don't know. There's a
35th?
logo somewhere that I can
Yes.
pull up, but
35th,
anyway, big deal. But
definitely.
also a big sponsor. We were supposed to have an interview with them, but they got I kind of mixed up, which is fine with them today. Is Volkswagen. They are obviously
okay.
they have a huge tent outside of the Old Town Hall here. And one of their major sponsors is DC United, and they're going to actually have a soccer player from DC United here, which should be exciting. I know, Casey, you love soccer,
I love
and you
DC United.
play soccer, and which is good. They're also going to have some.
I hope it's the eagle. Like,
Eagle?
I hope it's like the mascot. Like the eagle.
I'm sure they'll have. They always have a
I
mascot.
know you're
More
disappointed.
interesting.
But what's
Yeah.
the eagle's name?
Anyway, okay, so they also have they'll have some of their newest cars coming too, which will be parked all around that. So that's a great, that they're a huge sponsor of the
ton of
Herndon
stuff,
Festival, and they
like
they have they have
games.
cornhole going on outside, right there, and it's lots of
like,
fun.
The Herndon Festival, it's a variety of things, and it's like if you like, oh, I want to go there just to do this thing, but I don't have to do that thing. So it's like even if you're only into one thing, there's always something there. What's so funny?
I know.
I
what you're
just
trying
like
to
how
say,
you
Mark.
describe
You're trying to say
life.
there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
That's
There,
good.
there is.
And there's also, going back to the music things, there's 3 stages, I believe, 3 great stages. The HMC stage, which is normally where the Friday Night Live
that's
is held.
Like the depot.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and
then
then the depot,
Depot
that's
stage is right outside
behind
here,
us.
and that's a great one too.
And then the cafe stage, which is like more the acoustic stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, and
There's some cool
that's over closer
folk
to Dairy
bands.
Queen, if
Yeah.
kind of what we're
They're
referencing there, which is very exciting. So Herndon Festival should be lots of fun. Please come and visit us. We'll be right outside. I believe we have a time. We're going to start the show a little bit later, though. I believe we're going to start around 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is when we'll be starting Herndon Live. So that's a timing issue, but we'll be live from there, which should be so exciting. But anyway, for Herndon High School and for Casey, it was prom this last weekend. And Casey, it sounded like you had a great time.
I did have a good time. So really quick, I just want to say I really wanted to go to Herndon's prom with my friends. They were kind of upset that I did not go. But I went to Tuscarora's prom, and I still had a really good time. It was a great experience. It was decorated beautifully. I know a lot of the teachers put, so much of their time, and the SDA
great,
and
yeah.
SGA, they put so much of their time into that. So I can't remember the name of our venue, but it was near the Xerox Center in Leesburg. If anyone knows where that is, that's where we had our prom. But it was great. I think the music was all right. But
that's what I heard about our prom.
Yeah.
Is like it sort of sucked though, because apparently like a Spanish teacher DJ'd, and it was like
at our school.
Yeah, and it was like 80s and then like 70s and
Our
then went
parents
to
would have
90s.
loved that.
But then it was only like no, but then it stopped at like 2010. Like it was like only 2010.
That's
they played a lot of oldies music. We like heard multiple Michael Jackson songs.
That's not oldies though.
I mean,
older than
It's older.
But like they also, when I said oldies, like I was thinking of other songs. I don't know the name of them, but like if you heard them, you'd know them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was stuff like that, and I mean, like it was fine. Everyone knew it. So, but it was just like the experience was nice because they were talking about how the seniors need to commemorate their time with their friends before. You all graduate.
Right, and we're looking at some
stuff
prom
like that.
pictures right now. Did you guys color coordinate? That's what I was going to ask you.
Did,
Yeah,
so
it looks
we
like
did
a
not.
rainbow.
You're kidding.
My group did not color coordinate at all. So we all showed up, and 3 girls in my group had like a pink dress, including me, and we just kind of like laughed it off. But then other people came, and like some of these girls were not in my group, but someone's mom like organized us to all be together. So we were able to color coordinate with more girls. And it actually, it turned out really well.
So cool. I was going to ask you that because I was like, oh my gosh.
We did not do that on purpose.
It looks like your squad though is so much better. Like looking back, you're gonna be like, man, I was popular. Like I had a
squad.
Yeah.
Do we have more pictures? I know there's a lot that Casey. Oh, there we go. Okay.
yeah.
So who's this? Who's your? Is that?
I like that
that's-
back pose.
Yeah. Oh, very dramatic.
I put that on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie.
I liked them.
I liked it. I think I liked it too.
So that's my friend Alina. She actually does not know that she's making a feature on our show tonight. So let me tell her after.
Oh,
But,
great.
but yeah.
YouTube, Alina. YouTube.
Yeah. So yeah, that's me.
Good. Well, very dramatic. I like that Facebook
Thank
post.
you.
In case you want to know, I think we have some more too.
Oh yeah. Okay. So before you guys, get excited, that's not my date. That's one of my best friends, and he actually went with someone else. But we met up when we got there, and we took some pictures. So it was nice. And that's actually at Lansdowne Resort. So we were out back taking pictures.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Nice.
And my mom
little rainy.
kinda,
Was the rain a problem?
Okay, so when I got there and it was pouring down rain, and my mom was running late, so I had to go by myself, and I had to get out of my car and hold my dress, and by the time I got inside, the bottom of my dress is all wet, but we had time to dry off before we started taking pictures. But by the time we got out back, my dress was dry, it had stopped raining, so it worked out.
Allie had to leave us, but we're going to continue the prom conversation. She had to go. That's okay. All right, let's see what else. Do we have any more pictures that we can show? I don't know.
I think
those are
that's
nice.
it.
Oh, there we go.
We
Okay.
got more.
Oh.
Ooh, another
More color
rainbow.
coordination.
Okay, yeah, so they were really into the color coordination.
Very
I don't know.
nice.
My shoes were killing my feet, so I didn't
sorry.
I didn't give these to, the editors and stuff, but my face was not very pretty in some.
Okay.
Yeah. Those are me when I'm happy.
Well, that's
But
good.
anyways, yeah, so I liked it. So just getting ready was crazy.
Yeah.
Me and my mom collectively did my hair, my makeup, all that stuff. I wore fake lashes for the first time, which was ridiculously scary.
Was it
Yeah.
were you
How was
like
it
this
scary?
the whole time, or you kind of just
No, it was once I had them on, it was fine. But you have to when you put on your own fake lashes, you have to get the lash glue and you have to put it on the lash. My mom's never done that before, so she would stick it on Cricut and I was like, okay, I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry I
have to
cannot
fix
relate,
this.
but I'm sure it sounds
Yeah, it was.
painful.
I know. Yeah, it was, and my hair
Jeez.
didn't come out the way I wanted it to.
It
but
looks good though. It looks
Thank
great.
you.
Nice.
I made it work. Thank you.
All right, any more pictures before we
I think.
wrap? We have more.
there's
Oh,
more.
nice selfie.
Oh, thanks.
Bring-
Oh yeah, that was us in the bathroom.
Is that Alina still?
No,
Our
that's
good friend
that's.
Alina.
Oh yeah, that's okay. So that's Vina. And
In the selfie.
Yeah, in the selfie, and the girl in the back who's making the other face, that's Delaney.
Delaney.
So yeah.
Now, did you know these people before you left?
Yeah,
festival,
I did.
Or are you,
I did.
So you kind of kept in
Yeah,
contact
I
and
kept in
friends with-
contact. Actually, I had my prom group set my second week back. They were like, "Hey, you want to go to prom with us?" And I was like, "Sure."
How
So,
great is that?
Yeah.
That's great.
All right.
All right, and we have one more picture
Yeah.
slide. Oh,
Okay.
that's great. All right, so who are these people?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Is
So
one of
these
them
are the
your-
people who are going to tech with me. So we're trying to make the little VT
Oh, that's
thing. Yeah.
nice.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
So that's
cool.
Zach from the far right, and
Okay.
then that's Akash, and then that's my friend Courtney, and then me.
Good.
And, yeah,
That's
we're all
very
going
nice
to tech next
picture.
year, so we had to take
So I'm
a
sure
picture
that's
together.
very exciting. I'm sure you'll
Yeah.
remain close with them.
Yeah, we're excited.
All right, well, we have a few more things to talk about before we go here. That includes one of those things includes that we wish Emily Yen the best right
Yes.
now.
She's recovering.
She's recovering from a surgery. So we really hope she's healing well, and hopefully she'll be back in time for the Herndon Festival next week.
Yes,
I hope
we
she is.
definitely hope
Yeah.
you get
But
better.
we definitely hope Emily's better. Also, next Friday I have a press release here from the town of Herndon. Fox 5, DC, the local DC Fox News channel, will be coming here on Friday, May 29th. So this is Friday morning of Herndon Festival. They'll be here from 7 to 11 a.m. Their Zip Trip broadcast. So that sounds
Okay.
fun. They'll be having lots of different activities going on. And listen to this. If you people like food and you don't have an SOL that day,
I love food.
free breakfast from McDonald's for the first 100 people who show up. So I'm telling you, if you want some food and you don't have anything going on, I would come. Maybe you can even be on the TV. Anyway, you can use the hashtag Fox5ZipTrip and the hashtag Town of Herndon as well if you want to tweet about it. And they want you to tweet Herndon is my hometown because, and use the hashtags Fox5ZipTrip and Town of Herndon. That's
Okay.
great. So
All right, cool. Very
definitely
cool.
great.
Awesome.
Very exciting. Also on Friday, lots going on. Friday morning, News Channel 8, the nice people who gave us this great desk, will be doing their weather from Herndon. So lots of different news outlets going to be
Right.
here. So make sure you make your way over here because it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Friday.
A lot of exciting stuff.
Friday morning, and then Friday afternoon we'll obviously be on the air like we said earlier at 6 p.m. special time for special coverage. And remember, you can follow us on Twitter at Herndon Live, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can do that all right now. Very exciting, very exciting. That looks like all the time we have for today. I'm Jack Norcross,
I'm Casey Molina.
And I'm Mark Steven.
and we hope to see you right back outside, upstairs, next week for a special edition of Herndon live from Herndon Festival. But in the meantime, have a great Memorial Day weekend, and we hope to see you next week. Good night, everyone.